What's going on, fam? It's your boy Lazy Lightsaber back at it again for another one. Smash that like button immediately, that subscribe and all that, because this one's about to get twisted. It is a doozy for sure. So let's just jump right into it because there's a lot here. But basically, about a couple days ago, maybe 3 days ago, 4 days ago, I'm not too sure, a story broke out basically with the voice actress of Bayonetta 3. Helena Taylor, I believe is her name. And oh man, this blew up like a wildfire. So basically, she came out with the on Twitter with a tweet saying to boycott the game because Platinum Games and Nintendo basically tried to jip her by only offering her 4Gs. And I was shocked when this broke out. And she was like, boycott the game because, you know, just donate to your favorite charity. These people was out here paying people starvation wages. And I was shocked for two reasons. I'm like, wow, okay, well, I can believe that, first of all, for sure, because Nintendo is a union buster, and I'm sure Platinum Games ain't paying shit anyway. So I was kind of surprised with that, but I was like, there's more to this because there has to be. So I didn't make my initial video how I wanted to. I wanted knee-jerk reaction, just go on there and just start talking about it. But I'm like, there's got to be something else here. So there was. So let's just dive right in. So we kind of know the first portion. She came out with the tweet. She said it was Nintendo Platinum. They came at me with $4,000 for the game, flat fee, not an hourly rate, and said, kick rocks. You get that or you get nothing. Keep it moving. She said, nah, I still got my pride, bro. You're not going to do this to me. Screw you. You can keep it moving. So that got me thinking, well, how much do these people make? Because it's just all very confusing to me about what the typical rate is for this. I'm not very familiar with how these people get paid. So let's go ahead and hear from the professionals who do get paid these. So let's take a look at this tweet here. This was sourced from, I believe, Nintendo Life, and they caught a tweet by Ben Diskin. And apparently from what they say, he's a voice actor that has done a lot of animations and video games for the last 2 decades. So he knows his shit. And his tweet reads as follows. If anybody out there is curious what a typical SAG AFTRA VG rates for actors are, and for those who don't know what SAG-AFTRA is, it is actually the Screen Actors Union. So this is a union rate. And basically it's approximately $1,000 for a session that can last up to 4 hours. The non-union rate is $250 an hour with the minimum of 2 hours. So clearly, and no royalties based on game sales or anything else. So it doesn't matter if the game sells really well or the game's trash and doesn't sell at all, you still get paid the same, which it should be because it's not their fault if the game was well done or not. They're just voicing the characters. So basically, I can let you know you should definitely be a union. You should definitely join a union if you're in this type of work. If you're in any type of work, in my opinion, because obviously you can see how you get stiffed here, and you got stiffed. Even this lady got stiffed even worse because she was just flat fee 4Gs. What if the project takes 2 weeks? So these people who are union, have the contract in place, already know $1,000. And with that also comes the experience, part of the guild. You know what you're paying for. The non-union guys, you know, it's a mixed bag, I guess. But yes, so that was to me, first of all, join the union, of course. But that was to me was crazy. I couldn't believe it. And then they try to pay her that small sum for that game, and then it got me thinking. What about bigger games? Because Bayonetta, to me, it's a huge franchise, but to me, it's not. There are larger franchises out there, especially with Nintendo. And the first game that comes to mind, I know you probably think Pokemon or Animal Crossing, but no, to me personally, it's Zelda. You know, I've said multiple times that Zelda, to me, in this generation of Nintendo, is the kind of the face of the Switch. It's usually Mario that's the face of each console generation, but for this one, the Switch came out, and Breath of the Wild was the game that was introduced with it. So, a title that big, that's way bigger than Bayonetta, period. I don't care who you are. You can argue with me all day. Sales speak for themselves. It's top 5 of best-selling Switch games of all time. for the Nintendo Switch. So here we go. So this was the voice actor Sheen Chiplock. So Twitter user, and this is also sourced by Nintendo Life, Twitter user of Paul Kelly asked this person, I'm sorry to ask because people don't talk about pay, but what did you get paid for your role in Breath of the Wild / the spinoff? So he said, I was paid approximately $2,000 to $3,000 overall, because it was based on the total number of hours in the studio, which was higher because of voicing 3 characters in a single game. So based on the thumbnail there, it looks like he voiced Rivali and a couple of other characters as well. Yeah, and that was $2,000 and $3,000, and he was doing 3 characters. So he got gypped, and he took that pay. He says, I made more from voicing Spade / Dial in Freedom Planet because that generously gave me sales and royalty. Okay, so basically he got paid more because if the game sold well, then he made more money based on those royalties. All right, so you're fully caught up until this moment. So that comes out, no problem, right? We're like, oh, boycott. People are saying boycott. People are not saying boycott. And there's also a poll. A poll came out. And I'm going to show you the poll right now. And it says, will you be boycotting Bayonetta 3? I was curious. I clicked on the poll, of course. So here we go. All right. 31% of the people polled here. So far, when I took the screenshot, it was 2,722 votes. Said there is absolutely no chance I'm canceling my pre-order. So that's it. 21% of those people said they're in. 20% said, no, I've been looking forward to it. No, I've been looking forward to it for ages. So there you go. That's 51% of people say they're gonna buy it. And then here we get to the kind of the middle ground. Probably not. I'll likely get it anyway. So now we have 15%. 8% though wait for a sale. 9% is undecided. 11% yes, I plan to pick it up, but not now. And then 6% said I cancel my pre-order. So there you have it, folks. 16% of people are the people that are not getting this game. Now, like I said at the beginning, I'm not getting this game anyway because it's not my cup of tea, and I don't like Bayonetta 1, 2, or 3. To me, the game is not for me, and I'm going to pass on it. If it were up to me, they would all be starving because I would never buy a single Bayonetta game. But it is not. So it seems like the general consensus is in favor of the game. And just because she said to boycott doesn't mean they're actually going to boycott. It seems like the majority of people will buy the game. Now, it does seem that this is not going to affect their sales. I don't think so. It may affect some, for sure, but not a lot from what I can see. And it's kind of disappointing. I thought people would take a better stance at this, especially since it's anti-worker and Nintendo's anti-union, and I think that's disgusting on their part. Okay, so that happened. Then today, basically, Platinum came out with a statement of their own, and here it's kind of, well, not a statement of their own, but here's kind of what was brought out on this Bloomberg here from a Bloomberg. So we'll read from what they say. It says the developer appeared to be determined to rehire Taylor, talking about Platinum Games, according to 2 people familiar with the negotiations, as well as documentation reviewed by Bloomberg. Here's where their accounts differ. Platinum Games sought to hire Taylor for at least 5 sessions, paying each $3,000 to $4,000 for 4 hours in the studio. Said the people who asked not to be identified because they are not authorized to discuss private contract negotiations. That would make a total for the game at least $15,000. In response, they said Taylor asked for a 6-figure sum as well as residuals on the game. Platinum declined, and following lengthy negotiation, took auditions for a new actor. Basically, they said, screw it, we're not going to work with you. So they're saying that, hey, that's not true. They offered $15,000. I don't believe that. Honestly, don't believe that. I think this was just a way of them kind of saving face. They got caught with their hand in the cookie jar, trying to take money off of people's mouths, and they look bad. They look like scumbags, and they want to be like, "Oh my gosh, no! Say that we offered this much." She came back and said basically, "That's not true. They can say what they want, but I know what I was offered." And if you for 1 second believe that she's lying, I have a hard time believing that she lied about that. Honestly, dude, because that is something Nintendo would definitely do. Absolutely. There is no doubt in my mind that they would do something like this. They absolutely would. So then you see thumbnails like this that I'm showing up here again. And this guy here, Dreamcast guy, I don't care about him. I don't watch his videos, and this is not about him specifically, but it's just showing you like people automatically now believe what the company says just because the company said it. Folks, breaking news, companies lie all the time. There's companies that do worse things than this and lie about it. So this guy automatically jumped on this article. I'm sure that, oh my gosh, look what Platinum and Nintendo saying. They offered her 15 G's and she didn't take it. Bro, you cannot believe this shit. It's just crazy. You know, and I'm not saying that she lied, and I'm not saying that she didn't lie, because I don't know, and neither does his ass. Because one side is saying one thing and the other side saying another thing. I'm just going to go ahead and say, I'm going to probably believe her more than I believe what Platinum and Nintendo are saying, straight up. Because they're scummy enough to do these type of things. So, but anyways, you guys let me know in the comments below what you think about this whole thing. It is really bizarre. It is really crazy. Corporations are jerks. Unionize folks so this type of thing doesn't happen, and make a living wage, because this is just ridiculous. And they will. I've worked at companies my whole life, and I know how they operate. They will shife you every single time they can. Best believe that. If you learn nothing else, and even if she is lying, best believe that is fact. Peace. May the force be with you. Take care. With